Hey Gail, how you doing? Hey Chirpin. Bird, how you doing? Hey Stephanie. Hey Star. Hey Kim. How's it going? Hey Gail. Oh, thank you. It's okay. I just kind of screwed around here. Hey Dustin, how's it going? Hey Andrea. Hey Jody. Thinking about heading down to Detroit tomorrow. Kind of iffy. Hey Sherry. Been doing pretty well. Hey Star. It's pretty good. I didn't do much. Yep, living. That's about it, isn't it, Dustin? See, we got rid of a lot of the snow. It was a nice day today. Hey David. Hey Sue. Same to you. Oh, thank you, Fat Facts. Hey Arlene, how you doing? How's it going? Yeah, the more mild weather forecast. It's unbelievable. You can't beat this for January. Normally, I'd be up trying to get the freighters coming through with a bunch of ice on the hull, but it's too warm everywhere, even in the UP. Yeah, that's about it, Dustin. And it's going to be like that for at least the next 4 or 5 days. So I thought I'd get while the getting's good. Typically in January or it's difficult to get interviews because it's just so super cold outside. Nobody's out walking around. If they are, I don't feel like standing out talking. Yeah, same to you, Kathy. Hey, Charlie. How are you? How's it going? Philippines. Yeah, we can get some different countries coming in lately. That's good. Yeah, and that's something 50. You're used to being buried in snow by now. Yeah, they've left the locks open longer in the past years with this unseasonably warm weather, but this year I guess it looks like they're sticking to their guns. January 15th. Yeah, it just rained Seattle. Isn't that the truth? Oh, isn't that something? Ireland got it warm as well. Good for you. Hey, Panda, how you doing? Oh, you're not feeling too good? Why not? Oh, Philippines as well. Wow. Maybe there is some global warming, huh? Hey, Carla, how are you? Happy New Year to you. Hey, Dawn, how's it going? Hey, Creative Revival, how you doing? Same to you. I was just up finishing off my last video from the last trip I took. Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, can't complain on this. That's for sure. You just never know. I wish I wouldn't have put on my snow tires, but you never know. I'm not a big dessert person, but in Michigan, there's a famous chocolate company, dessert type place called Saunders, and they were around Detroit forever. And then they went out of business for quite a while. Now they're back again. They only have a few retail outfits, but they have what's called a cream puff hot fudge, and they have really good ice cream, like rich, high fat, high calorie vanilla ice cream, and they have this like cream puff that's kind of like croissant kind of, and they have a mix of caramel and hot fudge for their like famous sauce, and it's heated to 144 degrees. Then they pour it over the top of this like crepe type thing, and it is so damn good. That's about the only thing I look forward to once in a while. It's like like 1,400 calories. And actually, when I break down once in a while and want to get something sweet that's absolutely terrible for you, I get a Cinnabon. But there are not too many of those left around. I haven't seen Kelly since the last time. That was only for a little bit. I'll see her when I get down there, probably. Yeah, it was the only two desserts I could say I'd really. And I like those cinnamon buns you can make with that frosting that come in a can, Pillsbury. I mean, they're terrible for you too. It's like 1,800 calories if you eat the whole can, which I do if I ever make them. Where you don't like quite cook them all the way. Yeah, Saunders hot fudge cream puff. Are you into hot fudge, or do you like hot fudge, Arlene? Because if you do, this is it's a mixture between caramel and fudge, and it is so damn ridiculously good. But believe it or not, the trick to it is heating it to 144 degrees. I've had those cream puffs where they've tried like to let other places sell them, and they wreck them because the fudge comes out and it's not hot. When they pour it out of a place that knows what they're doing, it's like water consistency, but of course it gets, firm pretty quick because you're putting it on the cold ice cream, but it is so ridiculously good. Yeah, I think, well, you never know though, Jade. I mean, like I've said before, I've been down in Detroit for a week and not got a single interview. I mean, once I'm there, it's 185 miles there. It's nothing for me to average about 225, 250 miles a day. Yeah, one lung, you sure do, Bamboo. That's true. Well, hang in there. I haven't talked to Rebecca. I'm planning on interviewing her when I'm down there. I'm going to go see her where she's staying. Yeah, I'll tell you, those are good, Arlene. If you're into hot fudge, you like that, I'll send you a jar of it. You can buy it around here. It's so ridiculously good. I don't get hot fudge anywhere else. It's so good. Oh, okay, Panda Boo, thank you. Saunders hot fudge sundae. That's exactly it. But Lori, I like the cream puff the best. That is so damn good. There's one open in Wyandotte, and there's another one out in Novi, and there's one in Grosse Pointe. Yeah, so good. But those are about the only desserts I get. I think Mimi's still in jail. I don't know her last name. I looked her up. Somebody told me they felt certain she was going to get charged with murder, but I can't really substantiate that. I think it was a death over a drug deal. They're fingering her as the person that supplied the drug, that kind of thing. Hey, Louis, how are you? Hey, Alley Cat, how's it going? Yeah, wasn't that nice? Amanda popped on. It didn't ring a bell for a while because, I had a nice conversation with her mother for about an hour. And she was going to call me and let me know when I could divulge more details. I never heard from her. Yeah, I mean, I tried telling Maddie and Gerald that's not going to work for him. I mean, he has an idea about growing a channel, but he'll be lucky if he doesn't get thrown off YouTube early on. They really cracked down since December 15th. The weather, I'm not in Detroit, Pan. I live about 185 miles away. It's actually unseasonably warm there. Hey, Keith, how you doing? Yeah, I'll talk to Marguerite when I go down there, hopefully. Although, the last time I was down there, toward the end, I think I stayed a week, and I saw Marguerite when I first got down there, and then I didn't see her on all those unseasonably warm days during the perfect time to be out there. So I don't know what the deal is. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Yeah, that's about it, Ray. It's high calories. Oh, sure, I'll ask her, Sharon. Yeah, she's mentioned him before. Who's that one guy, Clyde Kunchler or Chrysler or Kuchler or something like that? That's one she's mentioned. I've been talking to Miranda since last time I was down there. Yeah, Swedish fish. I'm not going to try one of those. That's the last thing I need to eat is Swedish fish. They got to be terrible for your teeth. Oh, thank you, Unpatched. Oh, same to you. Yeah, I mean, Marguerite, I think she's walking on eggshells. That'd be my opinion. I mean, she's got that pacemaker, which should help, but she's got that COPD, and the first thing a pulmonologist will caution you about is not catching a cold, and because that can be the last cold you're going to catch. Once that bronchitis gets going, your lungs are in a constant flux of inflammation with COPD, and sometimes you just can't head that pneumonia off at the pass. And her health compromised anyway, and she's got a pacemaker, so one good case of pneumonia, and I think it'd be lights out for Marguerite. And you know how it is when you're outside and you're sitting still, if you're trying to get in shape and you're out walking around, doesn't matter how cold it is after a while when you're walking, but when you're sitting there just panhandling, you freeze your damn ass off, especially if there's a wind. Oh, really, Panda? Yeah, no, we've had crazy warm weather here. I thought they were interested. Yeah, all on disability. That's right. Yeah, I never run into men, or I'd interview more of them. Just uh, worked out that way. It was a good trip in regard to interviewing men. They were cool guys, I thought. I wish I had taken some photography of them. Done some instead of just videotaped them. But I was on a roll, and I just didn't think of it. Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Yeah, I think so too, Sherry. I mean, it's just you can see that she walks very labored, and it's no secret. Man, I've told you guys before. I mean, she can't even fake it when she gets $10. It's off for another crack rock. So, I mean, we had quite a discussion about that last time. She's doing this, and do you not give her any money, or you give her money because she's an older woman that likes crack and isn't going to be around long? I mean, it's nuts. It's like buying an alcoholic that you like a six-pack. I mean, hey, Charles, how you doing? Oh, good, Cindy. Yeah, it's the way it is, man. Welcome to the streets down there. I was thinking today, when you're doing okay in life and you're concerned about your health, particularly when you get older, you're supposed to be getting colonoscopies and you're getting your blood sugar checked, and you're thankful that you didn't catch any STDs throughout the course of your life. And then you run into these people that live this street life. Lots of them have hepatitis. Plenty of them have COPD, drug addiction problems, never had a colonoscopy, have no idea what their blood sugar is, blood pressure through the roof. And here they are living in unheated buildings, high all the time. And in relatively, considering everything, decent health. I mean, what the human body can take is mind-boggling. I think it's Gerald and Maddie Owen or something. I'll post a link to it. I have it someplace. That's what I think it is, Sherry. I mean, it's just like cancer patients with fourth-stage lung cancer smoking outside of the treating facility. I mean, in a way, it's hats off to them. When you've got fourth-stage lung cancer, I don't think quitting's going to do you any good. Hey, Michael, how you doing? How's it going? No, they didn't. I think that's the grandfather's place where they go, which is very close. No, I looked my ass off for a little bit. A lady that really isn't her aunt, but calls herself her aunt, contacted me the second day I was in Detroit off the video, and she told me to please find Little Bit and get a hold of her and have her call her. She's going to move her down there. It's got a job. I'm going to give her a place to live. And I did not see her. I even went into that Citgo gas station. Nobody had seen her lately. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Tim, how you doing? Yeah, how they survive is crazy. Yeah, I mean, Paul, when you run into a guy like Russ, basically kind of like Calvin Murray, you just turn the camera on. They basically just talk about their life, and it's simple. I always said that it's the people that create the good interviews. I'm just asking a couple questions. Sometimes I don't have to ask any. It is very expensive, but most of those people can get Medicaid. A lot of people on the street are HIV positive too, which I'm not complaining, but HIV isn't the death sentence that it used to be. But that medication that is fully covered when you're on Medicaid is about $7,000 a month. And with hepatitis, that interferon works very well. And they've got a new vaccine that I didn't know about a couple of months ago for hepatitis C now. And it's just like HIV. We've talked about this before in the past. And, there are quite a few channels on YouTube where these people are HIV negative. What they really should be saying is they test negative. They still have H5V. It's just it's in check. But if you ever look at like AMA studies, your likelihood of catching other diseases just by virtue of being HIV positive is like 1,000-fold, particularly the cancers. So you can, test negative, and that one lady on there brags about, or boasts, I should say, about having unprotected sex, and that's okay to do when you're tested, and it doesn't show. But she talks like it's just one big giant vacation, but I'm telling you, man, a lot of things come along with that. Actually, a good friend of Angel's told me that she said that's when she really went downhill, when she knew she had HIV. Now, it's not my motive, or it's really not anybody's business, and certainly isn't any place for me to tell you about people that I know HIV, that are HIV positive, that I interview. But actually, there's 3 of them. And I'm not going to ever divulge that, but I know it for sure. I mean, I've discussed it with them. Yeah, those opiates are a bitch. Well, look at Rush Limbaugh. Look at all the trouble he got in over it. And it wasn't that he didn't have, a good source of income. Yeah, I mean, DeBarbie, it isn't like, I'm privy to some better way than everybody else has tried. It's such a, I mean, I would, but I don't think I could stand with the poor success rate. And it's not like that I'm, knowledgeable enough. I'm not an addiction counselor or anything like that. You look at these places like this Dr. Drew's been a director for, and all these Sacred Heart. Hell, there's people that have been there 25 times. I mean, I think I would be interested in owning like a commercial building where they could sleep at night and be safe and take a shower in the morning and see a doctor if they needed to. But I don't think I'd ever set myself up to think that they're all going to make it out of that mess. You have to have a camera set up for a chat. Yeah, and I got a buddy of mine's a doctor, and he doesn't go along with that kratom at all. He said it does a lot of liver damage, and you don't really know the strength of it, and blah, blah, blah. Although, drug addiction does a lot of liver damage as well, so it seems like it'd be worth a try. But, the people that I know that are on the streets that are addicted to heroin, Medicaid covers rehab. Why in the hell would you fool around with kratom, a herb? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's what it is, Cindy. I've noticed that there's a point somewhere along the line where they just don't care. Amanda's doing fine. She was on the chat last night. Oh, do you really, Stephen? That's good. Why would you do that instead of like Suboxone or something like that? Is there a reason that you picked that? Yeah, it sure does, BJ. Yeah, you're right. Oh, you do, Arlene. Yeah, you sure do. Particularly cancers. Yeah. Hey, Purple. How you doing? So, the number one group of the age range of people that are increasing in HIV positive, believe it or not, are the geriatric groups, older people. And they say that the reason for that is because they figure they're old anyway and they don't want to have protected sex. Isn't that crazy? Imagine getting HIV when you were like 85. Oh, interesting, Cindy. Huh? All kinds. Yeah, you're susceptible to cancer big time. All of them. Yeah, all sorts of associated diseases as a condition of being HIV positive. Oh, thank you, Sissy. Oh, okay, Stephen, I mean. What do you mean what happens with them? No, Angel never admitted to being HIV positive, but she knew that she was. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It is interesting, yeah. And there's a lot of published data on that. It's not like I'm just pulling it out of the air. You know, in the early days when they started out with those beginning protease inhibitors like Magic Johnson had, basically everybody is can get that now. I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell if people, but it's quite a regimen to take that stuff. You know, you got to constantly get your blood levels checked, all sorts of stuff. It's like organ transplants. Have you ever looked at the protocol for people that get like heart, lung, liver, and kidney transplants? My God, man, I think I'd rather be dead. I mean, that's easy to say now, but you've got to be on 25 or 30 anti-rejection medications. It's a nightmare. It's not like they just pop another heart in and off to the Olympics you go. No, I looked for a little bit, didn't see her. No, but you know, that's kind of an odd place anyway. I've never really spent a lot of time around there. It's weird, really. You can send them to me and I'll give them to them, Holly. Yeah, Angel was a cool, man. That was like one of my, you know, it was Angel and Penny, or I probably wouldn't even have a channel. To tell you the truth, I do show my face. Some people have success with hemp oil. Hey, Tommy, how you doing? Rebecca's doing fine. Yeah, she's doing good. She gets on here from time to time. I'll see her in the next few days. Oh, wow, Cindy, crazy. Yeah, that's what people say, how they describe it. Hey, Gole, it's just getting fed up. No, you know, I've heard about that before, Tim, but I never looked into it. Okay, Panda, good luck with everything. Let me know how you're doing. Yeah, probably true, Paul. You're probably right about that. Well, I think it was Penny, Wendy, Angel, for sure. I mean, no doubt about it. No, I don't think I'm handsome. I'm not. It's funny. I was just thinking about that today. You know, when you're young, you hope that you think if you're good looking, it's going to open all these doors. But I'll tell you, now that I'm old now, I've had some really good looking friends. Like one guy modeled full time. He won that Fear Factor. And at one time, it things like, wow, man, just the opportunities you have as a young guy. But when I look at it now, and I think it's almost neck and neck. I can't see long term the benefit from it that you would expect. I really don't believe that. But as I say all along, if you don't think it matters, well, all you got to do is look at the thumbnails that people click on my videos, and the attractive people get 5 times the views than what would be considered unattractive people, and the young outshine the old. It's just the way it is. Hey, Ruben, how you doing? So, you going to bed, Jim? Are you going to bed, or somebody else, Jim? I don't believe that, Cindy. I don't believe that. Yeah, Kelly's got a lot of issues, you know. Uh, you know, if she had the tools to get out of that lifestyle, I think she would, you know. I give people more money all the time. A lot of times when I'm down there, I give them money and don't even interview them. I mean, it gets to a point where what are you going to talk about? I'm kind of that way with Marguerite. I mean, I give Marguerite money for walking towards me, away from me, sideways, sitting down. You know, when I videotape her, I do those short clips. I mean, to me, it speaks volumes when you see Marguerite limping away on a 25-degree day, panhandling with a pacemaker and COPD. I mean, you just see the way she walks, and it's just like, wow. It just says so much in like a 90-second clip. I mean, I think this with all the women, just to see some attractive young girl that's selling herself, that's drug addicted, walk out into the night of who knows what is compelling. Yeah, Carla, like I always say, you need to be around me when I can't find my keys or my computer's not working. I ask all my neighbors once a week, do you hear me? And they always say no, which I find it's hard to believe. Are you talking about the old Kelly, Paul, the one that died? You probably are. I mean, hey Karen, how you doing? If if I was just trying to push this thing for like a channel and sell myself reviews and subscriptions and stuff, really, people like Kelly, the grouchy Kelly, the one that's still alive, they're good for a channel. There's 10 people that hate her and 2 people that love her, and it's always controversy. And when you see a new video of Kelly uploaded, you just want to know what the hell she's talking about this time and why I put up with it. And that's the stuff that powers these views and subscriptions and recommendations and all that stuff. And Gerald and Maddie are the same way. Just the cute, blonde, blue-eyed, white girl with the black guy that just can't seem to get on their feet, that you're rooting for. And these are the kind of people that drive channels. No, I don't know about that, Arlene. I've not read about it, no. I order a lot of science books. I just ordered about another 40 in the last 3 days. I read science medical books all the time. I don't know why I like that stuff, but I do. No, I just ordered a book on, I have it actually, ovulation. I got like 6 books on dentistry, hepatitis. Yeah. Yeah, the Kelly that died was actually a sweetheart. She's from an area that I used to frequent a lot. I took my first flying lesson there, and I went to a junior college there, and I had a lot of good times in Monroe. Kelly had a lot of friends. Sweet girl. Yeah, misery love companies. But when it's to me, it's a monumental step. It's one thing to be a working woman and being a heroin addict. It's another thing to have your daughter with you. To me, that just puts you in a whole nother level. I mean, I'm sure I don't know how that happened or why it happens or if it's ever going to end, but yeah, you could spend the rest of your life driving around Detroit and you're never going to find a mother-daughter combo like Kelly and her daughter. It's just the way it is. It's just unique. They tore it down because they built a new arena. It's already up. It's doing well, and that was always kind of a crappy place at Joe Louis. Actually, I got a tour of that when they were building it. Shows you I'm getting up there. Now they're tearing down buildings that I watched them build. That's not a good sign. And that's kind of parking was always an issue. You freeze your damn ass off in the wintertime. New building is just the way to go. I mean, I don't blame them. Evidently, they were going to put some kind of, I've heard condos in that area. I mean, that was a lot of building crammed in a small space. I see that company, Arbedo or Adamo or something like that, Adamo, something like that. They're getting investigated for some crooked city of Detroit contracts. That was the company that was doing the demolition. Yeah, right, Carla. Yeah, Red Wings played. They had a lot of things there, concerts, all sorts of stuff. Tom who? Yeah, Kelly. I mean, what a crap life. Yeah, that could probably happen, but I think it's a low chance, Liz. Yeah, she's in the channel. Yeah, there's one video. Is there one? Yeah, one video of Kelly. Yep. Look at it in the playlist. You'll find it. Yeah, Meet Kelly or something like that. Kelly from Monroe, Michigan. Yeah. Yeah, it's an open chat. It's me talking right now. Yeah, I mean, she's man, mother and daughter. I mean, it's an example of what happens with a lot of the women down there. There's a certain point, and I never really bust their ass when I'm interviewing them. I don't want to go down there like a drill sergeant. Uh, and there's questions I'd like to ask that I don't because, first of all, I'm recording it. And secondly, it's not like, hey, let me embarrass you as much as I can. But I would like to ask more questions to people about, the crossover. Because I've noticed that there's a time when they just, somewhere along the way, just simply gave up. They disassociate sex and compartmentalize it. And yeah, it's interesting, really. Yeah, Jamie's sweetheart. Jamie's been down there since she's from 16. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Yeah, I have a gun. I don't always carry it. I got a couple of them, actually. I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, it's the way it goes, Ben. It happens. I knew you weren't going to be lasting long. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure some of the people that tune in regularly get sick of hearing me say the same thing, but new people come on and ask me. Yeah, I can understand how, I mean, I've thought of this before, and I can really understand how women hate men that are in that business. Look at Aline Warros. I thought she was very interesting and really a smart woman. And it just made so much sense to me why she did what she did. I mean, of course, she wasn't supposed to do it, but I understand it. Oh, thanks, Brian. I did see Allie. Yeah, I put a video up the last time I was down there. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. Yeah. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad you like them. Hey, my Elias, how you doing? I don't like Hortons actually. I go there because I like the way the counter's set up, and nobody bugs me, and I can see Daisy out there in the dashboard. All I get is coffee there. I like the view. Just being down there, I was down there anyway, doing, taking photos and stuff, Madeline, and just struck up a conversation with the girls one day, and I was just uploading stuff that interested me, and before you know it, other people started watching. My video sat around for years, man. I had 25 subscribers for like the longest time. Yeah, I have patience when it comes to dealing with these women, but normally I don't. I think the first person, I think it was Angel, wasn't it? Right around there. Maybe it was Penny. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, thank you, Carla. Oh, hey, Julie, how are you? Oh, good. Glad you like it. Yeah, but Dave, that's not reality. I mean, look, a working woman on the streets is not, we're not talking about an office manager hating men. If you get to understand the lifestyle, it will make more sense to you. Yeah, Amanda's doing fine. She was on the chat last night. Yeah, it's very complicated. That's exactly right. It's not one thing, it's a multitude of things. I think I'm going to go down to Detroit tomorrow. I almost went down there today. I've been depressed up son of a bitch lately. Man, when I get in moods like this, it's hard to get anything done. Oh, it was Penny? Oh, okay. Yeah, Penny. Yep. I'll never forget that, man. I can remember that just like it happened 5 minutes ago. I interviewed Raven when I was talking to her down there. Raven's a sweet girl. Grew up in foster care. I never really agreed with that, Arlene. I don't think that these criminal records should follow people around like they do. I really don't. I also don't think cops should be able to see your driving record when they pull you over. What the hell's that got to do with anything? So they can think, oh yeah, this guy deserves a ticket. He just got one last year. I think it ought to be an individual situation. Yeah, sweet Amanda said she hopes Coco's doing well. That's what she said. No, Amanda's not in the hospital. Yeah, depression's a bitch, man. It's not 'cause anything either, you know. Yeah, I don't really have any talent in photography. I'm gonna have some though because I'm gonna get serious about portrait photography. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do this portrait photography too. My immediate thought was, well, first of all, I wouldn't be slopping through it like I do now. Just, I take 70% of those photos as I'm driving through the windshield. I'm just having fun and kind of, chronicling the neighborhood, that kind of thing. But I think, I got to quit doing this half-ass stuff. I've done good photography before, but it's been a while. So I want to print some nice portraits of like Marguerite, some of those men. And I'm thinking, when I went down there with these interviews, I thought, well, I'll just pay him $10 and talking to him for 5 minutes. I didn't want to like pay him nothing. I just thought that wasn't cool, you know. So on these portraits, though, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to work this now because I think their family like a portrait. I mean, maybe I'm just like dreaming. I mean, I'm not trying to make money on it or anything. I just think like someone like Marguerite. I bet there's not a picture of her in the last 30 years that somebody would appreciate just a nice portrait. I mean, agree with Marguerite's lifestyle or not, it's remarkable. And I think Marguerite is like an old soul street person, and her experience shows. But yet you can see she was very attractive at one time. Oh, thank you, Lloyd. Appreciate it. Yeah, what happened with my ticket? I got called by the police today, some investigator. I filed a complaint against that guy. I should have never been pulled over. That's the first time that's happened to me in my life. January 31st, I got to go. 30th to the 31st, I got to go to court. I should be able to beat it. I've got video, photos. That guy, I don't know what his problem was. I thought of that, Lori, but it almost seems like kind of circusy that way. You know what I mean? Let me take you to a salon and then take this photo. It just seems a little like that's not cool. You know what I mean? But I want to do it right, and I don't want to have just a junky old 8x10. So I got to get a new camera. When you're getting up around 16x20 or something like that, I don't, there's a formula in the distance you view something, the resolution, the pixels, and it's different on YouTube than it is in print. But I want like a really good one, like one you'd see in a museum. So to do that, I'm going to have to get a better camera so I can print large. So that's what I've been spending my time on the last month. I'm going to get a Nikon D850, I think, because I can do some time-lapse photography in the summer, and I can do some first-class portraits. I don't need a camera like that other than to do these portraits, to tell you the truth, but I don't want to do a half-ass job. Oh yeah, make sure you get rid of her. Good job, Jim. I was hoping that lunatic could go away for the year. Oh yeah, there's tons of photography. Yeah, I've looked at a lot of them. I already know how to do it, but it's nice to, see what other people know. Yeah, get some money from panhandling. Yeah. Hey Jesse, how you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Jessica. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Lloyd. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's I don't. That's why I'm a little like unsure about this. Like how am I gonna do this and what. People ask, well, what's your purpose, or what's your motive, or why do you do this, or why do you do that? Well, I tell you why I did it, because I always thought it was interesting talking to them. And it was interesting for me to find a young, attractive woman give up her whole entire life voluntarily to be a street worker and a heroin addict. That's interesting to me. I mean, what happened to cause this? That's why. It wasn't any goal to like do anything. And with the photography, that's different. Like, why am I doing this? And I'm thinking, well, that's a good question. Why am I doing it? And I'm doing it because I think it'd be cool to have like, I would hang a 16 by 20 black and white print on canvas of Marguerite on my wall, no problem. I think it'd be cool. A lot of those guys, Wackadoodle Dan, if I find him, some of those men I interviewed when I was down there last time, and I give one to their family too, or them, or Ponchos, or wherever. But I'm not 100% comfortable in doing this. I mean, I will pay them for it, but I'm just wondering if it should be different than what I've done with the videos. No way, Carla. Absolutely not. Oh, thank you. I thank all computers that got me the 100,000 viewers. That's exactly what did it. Actually, programs, IT. Yeah, that's true, Arlene. They say it's like 10 times better than sex. No, I really am not judgmental. I'm not. Oh, you like it, Brooke? Yeah, you ought to do it yourself wherever you live. I mean, you can do this anywhere. There's no. I did comp cards for models in Chicago. I hated it. Did it for about a week. I didn't want to do it then. They kind of talked me into it because they had a couple guys quit. It sucked, man. I hated every second of it. And the women were very nice. I just thought, man, I just don't like it. It just was so super boring. Gerald is very photogenic. I agree. The old black girl. She's got a hell of a personality. I mean, look at those photos. I get a black girl, and it just looks like something you'd see on the front of a magazine. I mean, you just catch her in this like really genuine laugh, and she just looks so happy sometimes. Oh yeah, New York would be great. Yeah, you better believe it. Yeah, I thought of going to New York for a couple nights, walk around there. But it takes a while to get to an area where you're comfortable. And like I said, I've been in Detroit for a week and not got an interview, and I know where I'm going. So I get pissed and real irritable if I'm down in Detroit for 2 or 3 days, and I'm not getting anything. I start getting grouchy. How's your channel doing there, Jesse? Doing pretty good? Yeah, I think it'd be cool. But if you ever have seen like, professional photography, I'm not talking about your typical wedding photographer or place you have in your small town. This is much better than that. I don't know if you've seen that or not in person, but it's like, wow, this is like fantastic. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm helping them a little, Marge. Not a lot. Yeah, well, look at Ebony. I mean, I kid her about it all the time. She didn't want to talk to me the first time. Now I hear from her about once a week. Oh, Jamie, yeah, she's cute. She's easy to interview. Just a sweet, innocent kid. Yeah, I never cared for any of that Andy Warhol stuff. There's a guy named Shelby Adams who photographed people from the Appalachian Mountains. And even something like that, man, I just wouldn't feel 100% comfortable about it. Yeah, Ebony's cool though. Ebony's got a good conscience. Yeah, Jamie's a cute girl. Yeah, Ebony told me she's the exact same size she is now as she was as a senior in high school. Maddie's doing fine. I mean, all things considered. I thought about that, but if I did those makeovers, it almost seems like so phony. I mean, I don't know if I feel good about that, like it's some clown show or something. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff like that. I have just stacks of black and white photos I've done of the national parks. I mean, I just sold a collection of glass and celluloid negatives. There were 4.5 million of them. And the guy hasn't picked them up yet. I think the guys would have really made some great photos. What's that, Lori? What do the women love? Hey, Holly, how you doing? You know, Holly, I didn't realize that was you. I don't know how did you get a hold of me one day and ask me to subscribe to your channel or something? I realized today that I was subscribed to your channel. It seems like you got a hold of me or something. Yeah. I don't remember how that happened, you know? Tassie, you know, I was going to get together with Tassie last time. She's working a new job at a fast food place, midnight shift. And it was around the holidays. I called. I always tell Tassie, look, you get back to me whenever works for you, I'll be there. Tassie's never driven in her life. I'll meet you, you know, before work, after work, whatever. And I didn't hear from her. So, although it was around the holidays, so I really like Tassie. Oh, okay, that'd be cool. Skid Row, I like that. Oh, makeovers, yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like every interview I do. I know that sounds corny, but I really do. Even the bad ones that, you know, with Kelly and Cricket wasn't so hot, the first one, that kind of thing. Oh, is that what it was? But you know, normally, I mean, I try to remember to subscribe to people, but I can't remember how that happened. And then I just realized today who you are. Yeah, I evidently put up a video or something. No makeovers? Oh, okay. I have the diary, but you know what? I read just a little bit of that. I thought it was way too personal for anybody to read. I mean, this is a struggling working girl that's a heroin addict. I mean, there's always in the back of my mind they need the money, and I just don't want to be like doling this stuff out for chump change when it's that personal. So I wanted to talk to Coco again about it, even though I got her permission and I paid her for it, because I really don't think it's anybody's business. This is like a diary you'd let somebody read when you're dead, not when you're alive. Oh, good night, Paul. Yeah, hey, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I never thought of that. Yeah, you're right. Amy Winehouse. Yeah, you're right. Tassie's actually very sharp, witty as hell. She's very unique. Good night, Paul. Rita. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rita was kind of cool. I've said it before, honestly. She's got a nutty son-in-law who was like a super pain in my ass. And that's one problem. And then she was just like calling me all the time. And honestly, I mean, you know, there's always the human factor in anything, whether you like people or whether you don't. There's, you know, a myriad of reasons how you come to these conclusions. And I just kind of got turned off on Rita, to tell you the truth. My take on her at the time was just an older woman that was struggling with heroin, that was trying to get back on her feet and work a job. And pretty early and clearly, it seemed to me that it was just like the same con that's run on me all the time in a way to get money. And I just got sick of the constant phone calls. So I kind of discouraged it, which I normally don't do. If I saw her, I'd interview her, but it just was starting to get on my nerves. I mean, the first thing in the morning, it'd be Rita calling, and then it'd be lunch, and it'd be dinner, and it's like, come on now. Tassie's doing fine. Just really got on my nerves. Hey, Steffi, how you doing? So it happens, there's people you like more than others. And, I promised myself that I wouldn't cut people off and turn it into a popularity contest. Yeah, I don't know if they'd be interested in that. It just seems like kind of like a clown show, you know? I really like them. I think if I had a 16 by 20 black and white photo of Marguerite dressed up, I wouldn't want it. I'd rather have a picture of her in her chair as she is. I'm not saying this in a negative way, but they're not the kind of women that I would appreciate all dressed up after a makeover. You know what I mean? Not that they don't deserve one. If they like one, I'll pay for it. But I like them the way they are. Yeah, Angel was cool. Yeah, I don't really do much though, really. Hey, Shelby, how you doing? Yeah, Tassie's sharp. You're not gonna bullshit her on anything. Yeah, Rebecca's cool. Yeah, oh, Rebecca's a pro expert. I'll see Rebecca in the next few days. Yeah, that's exactly right. A little girl's heart sometimes. And under the worst circumstances, still kind of cute and little girlsy. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the real sign. Yeah, I think that's what that offers down there. It's interesting. Hey, but believe me, I'm just as interested going down there tomorrow as I was when I first started doing it. I'm doing pretty well. I can ask them. I don't. I guess I don't want to ask them because I don't want to. I don't think I want to photograph them that way. I mean, why would I want to photograph someone when they look like that less than a half a percent of the time that I see them? The other 99.5%. That's why I like them, and that's why I want to photograph them. And now I'm going to make them look different. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, I didn't like doing model photography. I hated it, and maybe the part of it deep down reminds me of that. Oh, I'll find Ebony. Yeah, I will. Yep, yep. She is definitely emotional. That's what I say. Photograph them as they are. Yeah. Well, I try and get interviews, but I'm telling you, it's not as easy as you'd think. Yeah, they're all unique. Yeah, sure are. And I think sometimes, just the backdrop, like that one interview I had with Marguerite and Sue, and they were in the alley, and Sue was being very kind to Marguerite. They were both like you could tell they'd been out for a while, and uh, she was being so sweet to Marguerite, and they were excited about what people sent them. And you just look at the alley, and there's shit laying all over, and old cars that aren't running, police sirens in the back. There's just a lot that goes with it that's interesting. I mean, if they were two like, Mrs. Universe or Miss America, I'd be bored out of my mind. Yeah, that's probably it, Carl. The soul, yeah. All those Confederate flag, yeah. It doesn't even seem real. I think they're just trying to offer these people maybe a temporarily escape from uh, poor circumstances to do something nice for them. That's all. They don't have any. They don't mean poorly. Hey, Cindy, thank you. Appreciate it. I'll make sure I buy some Coors Light beer with it. Oh, yeah, I'm always careful. The places I go where I get the majority of the interviews, they're not really what I call unsafe. People get killed and stuff, but it's related. Drug deals gone bad. Some guy screwing some guy's wife. Stuff like that. They're just not going to kill some guy like me for the fun of it. Yeah, that's true. I can't really find much evidence, though, that poster children do much to keep future generations from trying drugs. I don't know why, but it doesn't seem to work. Oh, okay, Stephanie. Hot shower and a rock, yeah, that's probably it, man. Probably the most I could do for them. You know, and I've interviewed them off camera from before where they're just smoking one of these crack rocks after another. I've been down there a couple of times where, you know, before or after, they're just injecting heroin, nodding out, smoking crack. I'm thinking, man, this is crazy as hell. Can't believe I'm sitting here. I mean, it's like one of these shows that you're always wondering a little bit if it's fake on TV, like that Drugs Inc. And here I'm sitting there, and this makes Drugs Inc. look like a damn child show. Yeah, they probably wouldn't know. Poster crack kills. I don't think that'd be my style. I don't think it kills anyway. Everybody I know that smokes it, I mean, they're not pictures of health, but they're all alive. I mean, you know, I'd help them if they needed it, but I've joked in the past that I never wanted to be the old white guy with the hot chocolate and the Bible. It's just not my role. I think if I went down there and was, geez, you know, Rebecca, you need to get off this heroin. It's like, look what you're doing to yourself. I mean, this is terrible. You're not going to be lasting much longer. Surprised you're still alive. I mean, who would want to talk to a guy like that? You know? Oh, I've got amazing pictures. I uploaded a great video of girls injecting heroin and checked all the regulations, placarded it 18 and above, went and saw videos just like that on YouTube. That lasted about an hour before they took it down. I got a damn warning because of it. It's still on my YouTube record. They remind me of it every time I log on. Yeah, that's true, BJ. You know it. So, you know, there's no great like agenda on doing much different. Just keep on doing the same thing. I'm really lucky that I've got this unseasonably warm weather to go down there and interview these people. Normally it's slim pickings in January. You know, earlier on, I did a lot more driving around neighborhoods and stuff, but God, I've been around those places so much that, you know, it's like, I'd rather do interviews. But believe me, if I had my druthers, a perfect day would be for me to get up when I wake up naturally. I don't like early mornings. I got up early today and felt sick up until about 1 o'clock. I'm not kidding you. I think it's like a biochemistry deal. I don't know. But I get up, get down to Detroit about 11, have like 4 people an hour till 7, go out and get a nice Mexican dinner, go back, bullshit with the clerk, get them something from Ramshorn to eat at the hotel, watch a little TV, take a shower, get up, go to Dunkin' Donuts in the morning, get over there about 10 or 11, get 4 interviews an hour. If I had like 3 days in a row like that, it'd be like so awesome. But it never works out that way. Yeah, they did say that, Frederick. You're right. Yep. Yeah, I don't think I'm exploiting them. I really don't. I mean, I don't think I'm helping them either. It's kind of like, you know, in the middle of the road. Hey, Detley, how you doing? Detlef, I mean. Oh, yeah, man. Believe me, the drug lifestyle is very bad. No, there's not. No way. Not even close. Not even a little bit. No, I think so too. I agree with you, but it's not the same. It just, you can't. You may be able to do it if you kept it like playing card size, like a poker deck card size, but that's about it. They would not look right in hand. Yeah, I mean, believe me, they know I'll help them if they need it, but it's up to them to want to do it, and that's nobody really ever knows when that's going to happen. I don't think it's ever going to happen with Marguerite and Rebecca. I hope I'm wrong, but I really don't. That's what I think, Holly. Okay, Lori, good night. Thank you. I think they like to talk, Brooke. I agree with you on there. Yep. Oh, Providence. I went out there whale watching one time. Yeah, I don't know, Alaska. I hope I am. Yeah, I really feel good when they get a hold of me. Like Amanda comes on the chat, and Rebecca gets a hold of me as soon as she can, and I hear from Cassie and Ebony. It's a good feeling. Oh, okay, Kimberly. Thank you. How you doing, my bullets? Oh, thank you, Giselle. How you doing? How's it going? Yeah, I wish I could, Virginia, but believe it, it's apples and oranges. And resolution and DPI are completely different. It's apples and oranges. The resolution you get on like 1080p or 4K on video, it's totally different when you print. It's a formula you use, and it's how close you're going to be to it. You'd be surprised if you stood 10 feet away from a billboard. You just can't believe that you can even make out what it is. But 300 DPI is the magic number that I shoot for. And to get above like 5x7, you really need a good camera. I have a good camera, but not to get large like that. And I just don't think portraits are that impressive when they're small. Oh, that's cool, Giselle. Swedish fish. Yeah, I'll take some pictures of some Swedish fish. Yeah, I think they think I'm an okay guy, Rita. It's not a parking lot. It's the front of a condominium. You have to have a camera going to have a chat, Chris. No, I don't judge him. I really don't. Yeah, I'm scared and lost. That's true. Yeah, they're just kind of like numb to reality. If they were in touch with reality, they probably wouldn't live very long. Just out there like a zombie, doped up. Yeah, it's on a lot of things. I mean, I really backed off on gifts and donations for a while. That's why you don't see it, Mr. EST, is because we hadn't been doing that for a while. Amanda's doing fine, doing fine. She was on the chat last night. I don't get notifications either. It's a hit and miss. I can tell a lot of times when I'll log on. I can tell right away if it's working or not. And even like tonight, you can see people coming on really early. There'll be 10 messages tomorrow that they're pissed they missed the chat because they didn't get notified. It just happens. So I'm not going to take any chances with this guy. I mean, I think it's not good what they're doing. I mean, it just kills their self-esteem, but it's also not the end of the world. I mean, there's people that have that much sex, and they're not getting paid for it. Nobody thinks a thing about it. So, it's not like your organs wear out. It's the moral implication that people have problems with and the potential for STDs. Yeah, she can go ahead and call a lawyer. I don't care. They've been sued before. Hey Jenna, how you doing? So that's about it. So I'll figure out if I'm head down there tomorrow or Sunday or whenever. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know she does. Kelly, I just don't think Kelly will really ever really get the full grasp of everything. She's an angry woman. Yeah, you never know on that thing. I mean, it's basically a computer program that gets these videos, all these views. Once you get hooked up with YouTube, you know, for people that are starting channels, I tell them they can, bring attention to their channel and mine. It's fine with me. I realize how lucky I got. Believe me, it wasn't any great talent or skill, shit luck. Like I said, I was around for years. Nobody watched. I never thought in a million years I'd have 100,000 subscribers. Shit, I had 25 for years. Just kept doing the same thing I'm doing now. I haven't changed anything, nothing. I do the same thing now I did when I didn't have any subscribers. No, Carl, I'm not even down there yet. I wish there's other places I could go for interviews, but there really aren't. I mean, I know they have, issues like that in Grand Rapids and stuff, but I don't really know it. Oh, thank you, Sherry. I'll send you that thing when I get it in the mail, that plaque or whatever it is, a button or something. Yeah, well, you can understand why she's bitter. Amanda's doing well. Had low subs too. Yeah, yeah, it was like, I'm telling you, it's not any skill. I mean, you look at somebody like Tweety as an example. Mine's amateurish, half-assed. And when you look at Tweety's, Tweety said she spends 50 hours editing on some of her videos, and she's lucky to get 1,500 views. It just shows you it's luck. That's what it is. Yeah, hey, Arlene. I mean, believe me, there's no skill to it, or we wouldn't be talking. Hey, Texas Bunny, how you doing? Oh, it is my birthday, isn't it? Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it. Forgot about it myself. I got to write a note to put my tag on my damn plate. Thanks for reminding me of that. I forgot all about it. No, it's exactly what it is, Sherry. Totally, 100%. Oh, thank you, Breezy Girl. Oh, thank you, BJ. Appreciate it. No, I can help you with that, Holly. Editing sucks. I used to use Window Movie Maker for up until about a year and a half ago. Get Power Director. I know how to use it, and that stuff absolutely sucks to learn. Don't get anything like Final Cut or any of that. You need to be a damn neurosurgeon to operate it. Get videos, editing videos sucks, man. I hate it. I don't mind it now because I know how to do it, but I don't. I think that if I put titles and all that crap, they look cheesy. I just really, splice clips together and add music. That's it. Because on the $100 video editing programs, you're not. It's very obvious. It's amateurish. For what I'm doing, you can't tell. But if I was putting titles and wipes and transitions and end of the movie and that stuff, it just looks like cheesy as hell. If I'm going to be super amateurish, I want to go out swinging. Oh, thank you, Giselle. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I'll buy beer with it. Oh yeah, I'll do that, Arlene. Yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. Yeah, I never really paid too much attention to birthdays. Oh, thank you, Virginia. Amanda's doing well. She's doing fine. She was on the chat last night. Thank you, Arlene. Yeah, no, I'll get a coffee. I get one too. Anybody I can, MS. I'm always looking for interviews. Here's Donnie, man, 50 years old, still soaping windows and ringing doorbells. Donnie, I knew you were a little off when I first met you, and now you've confirmed it in more ways than one. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Isn't that something, Sherry? Unbelievable you can be 50 years old and still act like a child. Send it to me, Tom Reed. It's P.O. Box 41, and that's West Branch, 2 words, W-E-S-T Branch, B-R-A-N-C-H, Michigan, 48661. Now, are you still a Capricorn, Sharon? Does it go that far, the 10th? And Carla, keep in mind that just plan on anything of value being converted into drug money. And then there's nothing to get mad about. Oh, Virgo, all right. Yep, that's it. Yep, thank you. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I got an oil change today. It's so great. You know, I get these jackoffs that go on here and just write these like page hate letters to me on a comment section. And in less than half, and it doesn't even get where people can read it. It goes in like the spam folder. And I read about a line of it, takes about a second, and I delete the whole thing. It's such a good feeling. Oh, you believe in that stuff, Cindy? Sure, I was thinking of that Satchel's ribs, man. I think those were the best ribs I've ever had. Man, they were good. And the sides were good too. I think that those were the best ribs I've ever had. Some of you guys ought to come to Detroit this summer. Check out Detroit. I think you'd really like it. Yeah, those ribs are killer, man. Those are excellent ribs. You know, one thing I was reading, I just happened to look them up again today. And one, if I was going to give them a ding on anything, knock them a little bit, I think their sauces are bullshit. But it doesn't really bother me because the ribs are so good. I don't want to put sauce on them. But they could have some better sauces for a damn barbecue place. I thought all those sauces and those plastic like ketchup dispenser looking things, I didn't think any of them were good. You know, you're supposed to get a sauce thinking, wow, this is great. You guys sell this by the bottle? And every one I tried was like, you know, this sucks. Yeah, Amanda's doing fine. Yeah, she was on the chat last night. She's gone to rehab. She's fully recovered. She's living with her mother. Things are looking up. Yeah, well, you know, that's the sign of a good rib. You realize how bad ribs are for you, though, Sherry? My God. Don't ever look up the health information. Jesus. How far from Kansas? I got an idea. It'd probably be 13 hours. Elkhart, Indiana. All right. That's a good question. I just turned 354 today. I don't want a new one, believe me. I'm dreading it already. I get a lot of catch a lot of shit over my van. That's my testament that I'm not interested in dating because I mean, God, who would go out with me in that van? I pull up in that thing, they would just like. Oh, that roast lamb was excellent. Yeah, it really is. And this butcher shop, as I said, they season it, and it's so ridiculously good. It's so damn good. If it wasn't for them seasoning it, it'd just be a plain old lamb roast. But that one that I showed you in that glass dish was excellent. I don't like that. I don't use the mint sauce. Yeah, well, definitely the place to have them. Those are really good. No, yeah, Detroit's a good place to hang around. Go over to Windsor, you know. Are you, Cindy? Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I know when I do something good and when I don't, you know. And I'm not really. I mean, I have fun when I'm doing it. I mean, I've gotten more out of this than those women will ever get out of it. I mean, doing something good would be like really being instrumental in getting someone out of there and supporting them after they did well. And 10 years from now, they're still doing well. But that hasn't happened. The only two people I knew that were getting out of there, Jessie, who was long gone by the time I knew her, and Dan, who was on his way out when I met him. So I don't really have any any bragging stories. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Appreciate it. Yeah, the moderators, they take care of these people. You know, people get pissed because, you know, people get cut off and deleted and banned, but, you know, I'm not second guessing moderators, babysitting them. I mean, they do things I don't like sometimes, but I'm not micromanaging anybody. Man down here again? You know, I should have remembered her mother's name sooner when she was on there. She kept saying Coco and Amanda. I thought it was one of these fruitcakes making up a fake ID. And then I realized that was her mother. Okay, here's another ignoramus dog man. This guy, dog man, I bet your IQ is probably. You ever have it tested? Probably around a 90s, mid 90s, maybe 102 on a good day. Here's an adult that has access to a computer, and he thinks it's funny getting on there and making a comment like this. Dog man, do society a favor and never have children, please. Yeah, I hope so, man. It's sad leaving them down there. No, get rid of that dog man permanently. 300 seconds is too kind. Anybody that ignorant, he needs to be gone for good. Is it helping or hurting them? Well, you never know for sure. I mean, it's $10. They've been doing heroin for the last 20 years, and you think $10 at them minimum going to make them overdose? I mean, it's nuts. You know, if you had a son and you heard of a kid drowning in a swimming pool, would you not take your son swimming anymore? I mean, there's risk to it, but it's not likely. So I say overall it helps them. It's just a stupid comment for people to make that have never been down there and don't understand the day in, day out activities of an addict. It's just a stupid comment. Sign of a really super low IQ. Oh God, I hope not. Yeah, there's just so many ignorant adults out there. It's just unbelievable. You know, I've always got to wonder, like when you got people come on here, you know, WTF is this? It's like, how can you be an adult and just be that crude and rude? Here's Donnie. Probably out throwing toilet paper in somebody's trees tonight. God. Hey, Virginia, get rid of them for good. 300 seconds isn't good enough. These people are so stupid. No, it's not, Carl. It's not. It's not a lot. They go through $200-300 a day in heroin. $10 is nothing. Now here's Ryan. Ryan, how's your Bud Light and your NASCAR favorite driver? They doing okay? You got your hat on backwards? Yeah, it's just not, $10 is not much. That's what a crack rock costs, and that's what a shot of heroin costs. Oh no, they're just super ignorant, man. I know they're still grieving over Richard Petty. They got their Bud Light cans all stacked up so they can take 2 shopping carts full of them back to Walmart. I mean, it fits their profile. Confederate flag in their bedroom instead of a curtain. I mean, these people are the dregs of society. Even these hate channels, some of these women. I mean, one's too old to be a factor in anything, and the other one, the only content she thought she could make a living at and pay rent was stripping, and that didn't work either. I mean, they can't come up with anything. They don't have the capability. I mean, you know how these people are. Crack, they keep taking it. Sometimes they're up for a week. Smoke it all the time, all night long. Stay up for 4 or 5 days. I think Rebecca told me one time she stayed up for 9 days. You believe that? That's another thing too. When you're on the street like that, everybody knows you're supposed to maintain your teeth. But man, these street girls, they just trash their teeth. That's why so many of them are missing teeth. I'll tell you, drug use and smoking crack is hell on your teeth. Plus, they're eating these damn Swedish fish, and you ask them where their toothbrush is, and they don't know where it's at. They haven't known where it's at for the last month. It's just bad dental hygiene in general. And by 30 years old, they got like a lot of problems with their teeth. People. That's another thing. Arlene, we were talking earlier about HIV and associated diseases. When people have toothaches and issues with their teeth, that's inflammation that's systemic. That inflammation from a toothache, that floats around your body and can attack your heart cells. Inflammation's inflammation. Having like dental problems can really wreak havoc on your body. Oh, he said something about a tornado? Wow. Is this when? I do like tornadoes. I'm glad they don't come by here very much. Wow. Oh, in 95. Oh, okay. Shit, the farther. I've been through a couple of hurricanes, but they're different. I'd rather go through a hurricane than a tornado. Yeah, isn't that the truth, Brenda? Yeah, yep. Yeah. Antidepressants, they make your mouth dry. And, there's antibacterial cells in your saliva that fight cavities. And when you're on those antidepressants, if anybody's ever went on antidepressants for the first time, you could be like 40 years old and had a cavity or two. And then all of a sudden you're on these antidepressants, and every time you go to the dentist, you got a cavity. That's why. It's because your mouth is dry. Shit, tell me, I'm an expert at it. I get up in the morning sometimes, I have to get a goddamn paint spatula to unstick my tongue from the roof of my mouth. I try all sorts of shit. Gum, you name it. No, they don't care about it, Mira. I wouldn't say they don't care about it. They're not careful about it. Yeah, bad teeth give you a heart attack. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Tracy. That's exactly it. Yep. Yeah, I know. Yeah, big time, Arlene. Yep. I'll tell you another one that's really weird too is most people, if you talk to them, they don't consider teeth an organ, but it is. Your teeth are organs. Isn't that weird? Yeah. I kind of got pissed at the dentist last time. They say, I know I grind my teeth at night, but I've tried putting those goddamn things in your mouth to grind your teeth. So I'm in there last time. Well, you're getting a little gum recession. You want to do this. I'm going to say, hey, look, I don't mean to be rude, but let me tell you something. I've been chewing with these goddamn teeth for about 62 years, okay? And I'm not saying this is you individually, but there's some women that work here. Their butt's a little fatter than it used to be. They're about 40 pounds heavier than they were when they used to get married. Their breasts sag. Their hair's gray and they dye it. And nobody says anything to them. But when I come in here after chewing with these teeth for 62 years, I got to do this and I got to do that and I need to do this. They're wearing out, for Christ's sakes. And if everything works well, if I can get another 15 years out of them, I'm happy. It's a job well done. You should be patting me on the back saying, you know what, Tom? You've got all your teeth at your age. Good job. But instead, you need to floss here. You need to floss there. You need to brush this way. You need to brush that way. Your brush is too hard. Your brush is too soft. It's like, give me a break. Oh, dentist, yeah. You can tell when you're going to a rip-off dentist because the real gravy money is in the crowns. That's where they really make a ton of money in a little bit of time. The film, oh, I can't wait. That sounds good. I only got like 15 years of needing my teeth. I got enough teeth left for that. They're long enough. Yeah, there's a big hereditary factor with teeth. No, I'm the same way. Yeah, makes your mouth dry. Yeah. But they just hold when you're going into these people, they're so critical of this and that. I think I ought to come in here and say, you know what, you're not going to get first place, but you're going to get second place. You've got all your teeth, Tom, and you've done a great job. Instead, they go in there like, I don't even know what a goddamn toothbrush looks like. And I get my teeth cleaned every 6 months. Yeah, I mean, it's luck. I mean, I got fillings in all of them. I don't have like the greatest teeth in the world. Oh, save your teeth is right. That's exactly it. Now here's John. Here's another guy, 38 going. That's Donnie's roommate. He lives in the basement. He just moved out from his mom. They fish together and talk about having a girlfriend someday that they don't have to pay for. Well, Dennis will rip you off left and right. You better believe it. You really can't tell when you're screwing you or not. Yeah, root canal's a rip off too. It's funny. They don't really understand why a root canal works. Isn't that weird? They don't understand the physiology behind it, why they work and why they don't. So crazy. Now, yeah, you guys, you by now you certainly must have got a recommendation for this Abby the Spoon Lady. I mean, who doesn't? Christ, when I go up to the bathroom, I've got a reflection in the mirror of the Spoon Lady. You talk about algorithms and viewers. My God, I watch her. I think it's interesting. I mean, I can only take so many spoons. I don't think I could go to a Spoons concert unless I borrowed some heroin from Rebecca. It's not that interesting to me. But if you know the Spoon lady, you know she doesn't have any teeth. And man, does she get some rude, mean comments. But it's kind of got to make you wonder why wouldn't you have teeth if you could get them? Medicaid pays for dentures. I mean, why would you not have teeth? It just doesn't make any sense. And she looks old because of it. I mean, it's her business. Yeah, Abby seems like a really cool person. Yeah, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Yeah, the Spoon lady. I think it's cool and stuff, but I can only take so much of it. I mean, I like watching birds eat out of the feeder, but I'm not stuck to the window for 12 hours a day. I think spoons are good, but if you think I'm waiting in line to get first row tickets to watch somebody play spoons, I got news for you. Imagine just, living around a woman, that's all she did was practice those damn things. Drive you crazy. I hear somebody's calling me. I got my phone upstairs charging. But, I bet she's making some decent money now. Yeah. I mean, it is interesting. I mean, YouTube's perfect for her. I bet people tune in and they listen to it and it's cool, but you're going to buy a CD of a spoon playing? Probably not. I can show you how I can bend a spoon in a U when I can't find my keys in the morning or when a software program's not working on my computer. I can take a spoon, I can do it with a fork or a knife, and I can bend it in a perfect U in a half a second. And I can even bend it straight again when I cool down. Now, if that isn't a talent, what is? Oh, they don't buy CDs? Well, oh yeah, what would you get? A damn MP3 or something? You getting a download of an album of spoon playing? Yeah, no thanks. That's what I'm gonna get Jim for his birthday. I'm gonna get him a download of spoon playing. The whole album. You can go absolutely bonkers. Good night, Jesse. I'm gonna get you a spoon album too. Just for going to bed early tonight. Yeah, I've been to Cincinnati a lot. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, Stephanie. I'd come down there and check it out. It's not that far. I've been there a lot of times. I went to a helicopter convention there a couple years ago. Well, it was actually Louisville. Yeah, so I'm gonna get you for your birthday, Jim. Spoons. Yeah, probably right, Tracy. Yep. Yeah. Oh, thank you, American Dream. Thank you. Appreciate it. Good night, Jesse. Jesse, you might want to think about doing that. Have a good night. Try and make up with your mother. Jesse got in an argument with her mother today. They're not talking. And I'm glad I never had any kids. I don't miss it a bit. Tomorrow's supposed to be nice weather. I guess you got in an argument with your mom. Didn't you get in an argument with your mom, Jesse? Well, I think I'm gonna go to bed myself. Appreciate you reminding me of my birthday. I got my tag I got to put on my plate. Yeah, 1 a.m. Isn't that something? No, I never had any kids, thank God. Oh, you're the one. Okay. 80 degrees. Isn't that something? Hell, if I knew it had to do with pollutants in the air, I'd go buy a case of hairspray and spray them all off into the atmosphere tonight. I think this is great. I don't care what they say. The birds aren't even eating the bird seed. They're out there eating it on their own. Good night, Jesse. Good night, Arlene. Good night, Rita. So maybe I'll go down to Detroit. Yeah, I got my tags already. I just got to put them on. Maybe I'll go down there tomorrow, Sunday. I don't know. Play it by ear. So it's good chat tonight. Appreciate you guys joining in, coming on. It was good, fun. Good night, Jazz. Good night, Jim. Good night, Cindy. Yeah, it's my birthday. Thank you. That's right. Try and start off a new day tomorrow. I'm gonna Giselle, Jim. I got you guys a slot on Jerry Springer. Okay, Star. Take care. Yep. Good night. Daisy's gonna go nighty night too. Yeah. Okay, Giselle. Take it easy. Oh, thank you, Star. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Happy birthday to you if I don't talk to you before the 10th. Okay, Jesse. Take care. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, thanks, Denise. Oh yeah, it's fun, American Dream. Try and come on, check on it, check again. Oh, thank you, MLJ. Appreciate it. Yeah, you hear Daisy snoring in the background. Good night, Texas Bunny. All right, Jim. Take care. All right, she said good nighty, Daisy. All right, I'll talk to you guys the next day or two. Good night. Goodbye, Sherry. Ready to go, Betty, honey? Ready to go, sweetie, with Dad?